Some authors start writing a book and they don't know what the ending will be. They're as along for the ride as much as the readers or the characters. Others are meticulous planners, deciding how everything is going to end before they start the first word. Authors in that second category are able to leave clues and hints, foreshadowing things that haven't happened yet because it's all been planned out from the start. Before we start reading the Bible's big story, we need to meet its author because he's exactly that second kind of writer, and that impacts how we're going to read and understand the big story of the Bible and the big story we're living in. My name is Monica Romig. I have a Master of Divinity from Gordon-Conwell Theological Seminary, and I've been teaching high school theology for more than a decade. Genesis opens with 4 words. In the beginning, God. Before space, before time, before anything existed at all, God already was. The Bible doesn't contain God's origin story because he doesn't have one. He didn't start existing when the story started. He's the reason there's a story to tell. Now, watch how carefully he builds everything that comes next. Light first, then sky and water, land and plants, then the sun, moon, and stars to mark the days and the seasons, then creatures for the sea and sky, and only then land animals and people, arriving into a world that's already been stocked with everything they'll need to live. Nothing shows up before its home and its food are ready. That's not an accident. That's a father setting a table before he invites anyone to sit down. The very next thing worth noticing, the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And a few verses later, God says something surprising. Let us make mankind in our image. Us. Our? Many Christians throughout history have read that as an early hint that God's very nature includes relationship. That even before anything else existed, God was never alone, never isolated, complex in a way that becomes much clearer later in the Bible. But here's why that matters. God didn't create people because he was lonely, or because he needed company, or needed anything at all. He already had all of that within himself. Everything that he made freely, out of overflow, not out of need. Creation wasn't him filling a gap. It was him choosing to share something good. And notice how he creates. He speaks. Let there be light. And there was light. No struggle, no battle, no conflict with some rival power. Other ancient peoples told very different creation stories, some describing the world being formed out of violence and struggle. But Genesis describes something completely different. Total calm, uncontested authority. God speaks, and it is. And when he looks at what he's made over and over, it says he saw that it was good. Not because it passed some outside test. God himself is the standard that good gets measured against. There's no higher authority checking his work. He's the one being in the universe who gets to decide what good actually means. And he looked at what he made, and he called it exactly that. So think about what we've actually seen in just one chapter. A God who plans ahead, providing for every creature before it even exists. A God who speaks with total, effortless power. A God who answers to no one and needs nothing and still delights in what he makes anyway. And here's the most important thing to carry with you through this series. Everything that happens after this moment, and I mean everything, the choices people make, the mistakes, the pain, none of it catches God by surprise. He's not improvising. He's not scrambling for a plan B. The author already knows how the story ends. And somehow he's able to use even the worst parts of it to bring about something our last session already gave us an idea for. New creation. The way things will finally, completely be. This is the author we're going to watch write the rest of this story. All-powerful, never surprised, and somehow, even though he needs nothing from us at all, still choosing on purpose to delight in what he's made. We've made a worksheet available for a downloadable resource. Check it out in the link description and go watch the next video.